Welcome back to Cinema Corner. I'm Blake, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Josh and Alex.
And today we're here to talk about the year so far, 2026 in movies. It's the halfway point. And, well, there's not really much of a direction here. We're just going to go on, maybe talk about some of the movies we've seen, talk about some movies we are excited to still see. And, yeah, we'll go from there. Blake, take it away, pal.
Yeah, as always, these will be somewhat in order. So let's just get a full couple months out of the way because for the most part, there's not too much to talk about. But starting in January, always a rough time for movies. Really, the main ones that we had come out was 28 years later, The Bone Temple, and then Send Help. Josh, I know you saw both of these.
I actually didn't see the Bone Temple. I skipped out on that one because I was so annoyed how the previous one was. I think I made a great choice on that one. But no, Send Help was a surprisingly fun one. That one, I think, is going to age well. Probably going to be a fun streaming one. Pretty sure it's probably already on streaming.
It already is. I watched it on streaming already. Yep, it's already a streaming one.
Yeah. See? So, there you go.
On what?
Well, I saw it on Hulu.
Oh, okay. So
Hulu / Disney.
Got it.
Yeah, I agree with you. This was a fun one. It wasn't anything special. It was, Sam Raimi decided he was part of it, and then he decided I want to direct this one. Fun cast, but I mean, pretty much Amy Adams and, not Amy Adams.
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams. And Dylan O'Brien pretty much just star in the entire movie as it's just those two on the island. But yeah, I agree. It was a fun movie. Then we go to February, where we had some big releases finally coming out, starting with Wuthering Heights, the Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi take
horny film
on just being goddamn freaks.
Alex watched the highlights on that one.
True.
Nah.
We also had Crime 101. This was the Chris movie about a robber in Los Angeles. Barry Keoghan also was in this one. We had How to Make a Killing, which was a Glenn Powell A24 movie with Margaret Qualley. Scream 7. And then the weird release of this one was Dracula, which was a movie that was made by a whole bunch of companies overseas. It was a foreign film, basically. It's still in English, but European film that got released partially last year, but then it got a U.S. release this year. And yeah, it was an interesting whole take. So I saw it was coming out, and I was like, didn't that already come out other places? And I know it was at like film festivals and had decent reviews, but I guess because of Nosferatu, they didn't want to put it out because I saw this movie. It's basically Nosferatu, except a way, way, way better version. The only version you should watch, really. Fuck the other one. Shout out Robert Eggers, though. But yeah, that movie sucked. Dracula was a way better version of it. So yeah, any of those movies that you guys saw, want to talk about? Dracula, Wuthering Heights, Crime 101, How to Make a Killing, Scream 7.
Yeah, Josh was asleep at the wheel this month. Did try to see Dracula, but literally in the two theaters here, it had, I think, a day. Literally a day of showings. And then that was, if you weren't free that one day, and I wasn't. So that sucked. Because you told me it was good, and you saw it, and I was like, damn.
Same. I was in the passenger seat.
Alex didn't go to the movies this year, apparently.
Yeah, no. And I do have Crime 101 and How to Make a Killing on the list to see potentially at some point. But I have not seen it.
I saw all of these in theaters except for Wuthering Heights. Basically, like I said, Dracula, pretty elite, I'll be honest with you. Especially in terms of Nosferatu, maybe it was ass. Crime 101, good time. Very surprised with Crime 101. I did not expect to enjoy the movie as much as I did. A bit long. We definitely could have trimmed some of it down. But overall, I did enjoy that movie quite a lot. Same with How to Make a Killing. This was the first Glenn Powell movie since his absolute letdown and pissed me off. That was The Running Man. Overall, it was a pretty decent movie, actually. I enjoyed it, but it had Margaret Qualley, and for some reason, I've seen some of her shitty movies, and I still enjoy them because of her. I love her. She needs to be in better movies. Stop doing the bullshit indie movies that suck. Do the indie movies that are good, please. And then Scream 7, what a ride. Haven't seen any Scream, haven't seen any of them besides that one. What a ride that was. Then we get to March, which Alex might have finally went to a movie theater for. March, we had The Bride, Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man, and Project Hail Mary. Alex, as our bride fan, saw this one. First movie to get you in theaters.
Yeah, I was enamored with the trailer, so I was like, okay, this looks like a cool take. And I think I briefly mentioned this to you guys. It starts off with just the weirdest thing. You know, they had the actual author of the movie be a narrator. I thought this was like their artistic choice. I think it was this Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
Yeah. This was her take of this, and I was like, oh, it's like doing a quote from the book, perhaps, you know, but like visual form. Oh no! It's a very, very prominent thing throughout the whole movie, and I was just confused why that they chose to do this. It just made no sense to me. Yeah, I was just let down heavy, like to the point where Christian Bale couldn't save this film. And you know Christian Bale, he does a lot of heavy lifting, but this is no. It was just weird. Jake Gyllenhaal's in there too at some point. Also, just weird. I don't know. Just overall, just felt towards the movie after leaving it. But yeah, was hoping for it to be good.
Got you to theater though. That's all that matters.
It did. It really did.
Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man. This movie did not happen. Erase it from existence. Never happened. That's going to be all we talk about that. And then we have Project Hail Mary, which obviously we have a full review on, so we can go more in depth on. But Josh, if you want to say a couple words about Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, it wasn't so much of a Hail Mary because it was just a landing no matter what. And great movie for this month, and probably the first great movie I saw of this year.
Yeah, and this one was a surprising box office star. This movie did very, very well in the box office to start the year. Speaking of box office, we go into April where we have the Super Mario movie, our, as of recording, first and only billion-dollar movie of the year. We also had the drama, Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, and Michael, which we'll talk about Michael when we get to it. Super Mario Galaxy, billion-dollar movie.
Did not donate to this fund out of protest because it was just dog shit. So,
yeah, no.
I ended up
think I
seeing
was
this
asleep
one.
at the wheel again.
Yeah, I ended up seeing this one. Didn't plan to, but it was like 6 weeks past it had been out, and I was just seeing movies in theaters, whatever was out. I think this was a triple feature day I did at the theaters, actually.
Nice.
Watched it. I'll be honest, gentlemen. This is the first and only animated movie I've ever watched that I thought, this animation is crispy as fuck. Okay?
I mean,
everyone can suck off the Spider-Verse. That's fine. Didn't impress me. This one, there's times where I was like, God, this looks amazing. And I don't care for animation. Other than that, story was nothing. Didn't really care about it. The fact it hit $1 billion is absurd, but still. It took it forever, and it just barely got into it. But it did get it. Then we have the drama, another movie we have a full review on. Alex, thoughts?
Still haven't seen it.
It's a sin.
I know. Yeah, it's also on the list.
Greatest actor of our time in it, and you're not seeing it? Crazy. Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. Alex, thoughts?
I didn't see the first one. Or did I? I don't remember seeing the first one. Maybe I did. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see this one. Josh?
Saw the first one. Did not want to watch the second one. Don't know why they made a second one. So I was like, I'm not going to give money for this, because why did you do it?
It's on streaming now.
Yeah.
Saw it on Disney.
Went on streaming right away.
And then to close out April, we have Michael. Alex, thoughts?
Also didn't see it. Yeah, sorry.
This guy
It's a
doesn't see
biopic
movies.
too, so it's like it's like no. Sorry.
I will say, while we're talking about billion-dollar movies, Michael almost got it. Michael
Almost.
got to like 980 million.
Yeah.
I think some theaters are still showing it, but it's not going to get that extra 20 mil.
I
think
told
the
it to
last I
stop.
saw- yeah, it had like an 850K weekend, so it's ran its course, but it got super close to $1 billion. No matter the way how you look at it, incredible success financially for them. But yeah, none of us saw it. Biopics, please stop them. Then we get into May. Devil Wears Prada 2. Moving on. One of the few in the early half of the year that we added on that we did not talk about when we filmed this at the beginning of the year was Obsession, one of the two absolute breakout stars of this month of May. Josh,
Seeing it tomorrow because it's literally been sold out here almost every single time that I could possibly see it. On weekends, it is fully sold out. And then times after work, it has been sold out. And they're doing one more run where it's not sold out finally. So we'll be seeing that tomorrow.
Absolute absurd run Obsession is having. Then we move on to Mortal Kombat 2, which we have a review on this movie. Josh was not a part of that review, so Josh, if you have any words on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, hey, lived up, you know. It actually can remember this one, unlike the first one, and the first one really wasn't that bad. So it was really, really fun. Carl Urban, I'm glad he did great. It's Johnny Cage, even though he's a bit older. But what a movie. So fun.
And then we move on to Mandalorian Grogu. Big Star Wars movie. Alex, you're a big Star Wars guy. What are your thoughts on Mandalorian Grogu?
I did not see this movie. As you can see from
debate.
the review, I didn't see it. And I didn't see it. And from the looks of it, not a lot of people did either because they haven't even clicked on our review. I don't think it's broken 20 views. That's, yeah. Mandalorian's in the shitter right now.
The terrorist.
All right. And the final May movie, that was another surprise one. The Back Rooms. Similar to Obsession. This is a horror movie that has had quite the run in the theaters. Thoughts?
It was really good. I was surprised. I went into it hesitant because I thought maybe this one was just getting hyped because obviously it's, you know, the YouTube background with it. But it was fun. It was really, really fun. It had some moments that was actually like genuinely a bit scary. Otherwise, it kind of was just went back to the mystery thriller. But I really liked it.
Okay.
Alrighty. Moving to June. Well, we have Masters of the Universe, Scary Movie 6, Disclosure Day, Toy Story 5, and Supergirl. Starting with Masters of the Universe. Again, another one we did a review on. Alex, thoughts?
Yeah, it just kind of fell in that Mortal Kombat 2 blockbuster, fun popcorn movie. And yeah, it was enjoyable. Didn't make a lot of money, though.
No, it did not. This was, as we were just talking about some of the financial successes out of nowhere, this was a big old financial flop, but hey, not the biggest one of June. Don't worry about that. You're safe. Moving on, Scary Movie 6. No one saw it. No one cares. Moving on. Disclosure Day.
Agreed.
The GOAT. All we have to say. Toy Story 5. This is a movie that, obviously, as of us recording, has been doing crazy financial numbers.
Yep.
Toy Story does numbers. None of us have seen it. Am I correct in that?
Correct.
Yeah, it does.
And no one plans to out of this group. And then we go to Supergirl. Josh, you were not part of this review. Thoughts?
No, and I assume I was probably the most positive out of it, maybe. I really liked Supergirl. It was fun. I got what I wanted. Don't really care about the over-dramatic hate on the needle drop. For me, it's whatever. But I still liked it, and I think if Thor was allowed a lot of mid-movies, then Supergirl should be allowed to consider a mid-movie and still survive, and we get more of her. That's my take.
Can we get a rating out of 10 since you were not a part of that?
Oh, I don't remember what I gave. I think I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
I think we have the same rating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think I ended up giving it a 6.5, and I think
It's fun.
Blake gave it a 5, if I'm mistaken. Yeah.
I liked her as Supergirl, so.
Yeah, I think we said that in the review, that she was not the problem.
Not the problem. James Gunn. Only greenlighting good scripts.
That's a problem.
Where was the good script? Where was the mediocre script? Where's the script that was
Well,
even
and
decent?
also that he potentially was the problem with that as well. Cause that's
Oh yeah,
what
yeah,
he
yeah.
has been saying.
That did happen after we did our review, that we found out.
Yeah, that is true. We could talk about that. There was report. Well, to be honest, he wasn't entirely the problem because the reports came out that they did 2 different screenings. The Craig Gillespie, director of it, his cut, and the James Gunn cut, and there was really no difference in the ratings. Nobody really rated this movie anything above like a 6 in a lot of the ratings, so they just ended up going with the James Gunn one. So I guess Craig Gillespie's was like 20 minutes longer, like 10 minutes longer, I think. But yeah, definitely troubling for DC Studios that their second movie and the first non-James Gunn movie, there was a lot of back-end struggle and creative differences that took away from the creator. But I don't know, at the end of the day, could any of those cuts really been anything different besides the shitty writing that happened in them? Was that going to change? Was Krem not going to be garbage in any of those cuts? No, it was going to be the same. So, great news for DC. Bright future ahead of you guys. Already arguing. One movie in, essentially, because James Gunn's Superman doesn't really count, because obviously he can't argue with that, because that's his. So, first movie, issues with the back end, and issues with the box office. So,
yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
DC's
did you see it's all already on POVD? Like, it's gonna be, yeah, like really soon. 32 days after release, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's a panic button. If I've
yes,
ever
it
seen one.
is. Yes, it is. So that is the first half of the year. Like we said, most of the videos we weren't going to talk about too much, as we already have full-length videos on the channel if you want to see us talk more about them. Moving on to the second half of the year.
That's false. False.
We have some absolute giants in July. And when I say that, we're talking, of course, Minions and Monsters. We're talking about cinematic giants. As of time recording, this movie just came out. The issue is this movie had the worst box office of the franchise.
Yeah, that's true. I did.
Josh, we know you're a Minion.
But you're forgetting
man.
something.
Please talk.
Yeah,
about
I'm seeing
this.
it this weekend. You're missing something. Keynote. This is the first movie where the Rotten Tomato score has gone up in a sequel in this franchise. So clearly people just don't know ball. They need to go out and see this movie. When I see it, guarantee it is breaking the top 250 of my movies.
What the fuck? It's at a 90%?
Yeah, I was just going to say, by the way, when I say that this had the worst opening box office, it means absolutely nothing for this franchise, because it has a crazy good score, as well as, I believe it has already made its budget back in its opening weekend, which was its bad opening. It still made like $175 million. So this movie is still going to be profitable. Yeah, it's going to be a profitable movie for them. Like Josh said, opening weekend still did good numbers, and it has great reviews. I'm sure this weekend there will be a spike, as just during the 4th of July, some people didn't go see it. I'm one of those people, along with Josh. I have a very high chance of seeing it this weekend. Just 4th of July weekend doesn't always, sometimes it's a holiday weekend brings people in, sometimes it doesn't. No worries about the Minions. Great reviews, and it's doing good financially. So now we talk about another giant that is going to be coming out right after we record this. Already have my ticket for this weekend. We're talking about Moana live action. Thoughts?
Can't wait for the first time of me ever seeing anything Moana to be the live action one this weekend. I know
you've never seen the original Moana?
No.
Nope.
Not until the next cinema text, when I have to assign him a movie he hasn't seen.
Okay. It didn't need a remake. It just didn't.
I disagree.
It looks awful. It looks like utter dog shit.
Yes, it looks terrible, and from reports, a lot of people are agreeing with that, because from what I've seen, it is having a horrible projection for its opening weekend, as no one is buying tickets for this movie, it seems, as because everyone is in the same boat of the live-action movies some people are just annoyed with. On top of this one just looks horrible, to make it even more like people like us are like, we're not seeing this, we're not supporting this. That being said, would I be surprised if I end up hate watching this in theaters? No, I wouldn't. I guess we'll see what happens. Then we move on to the real, now we're talking about the actual titans, the real heavy hitters of the summer of July. Just money printing machines, starting off with Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. In 2025, this movie was the highest grossing movie of 2026, because they put tickets for sale a year in advance in 70mm across the country, the ones that have it, and they sold out insane. Reselling of these tickets have been happening already, which is crazy. And Everybody, I think, for the most part, is incredibly hyped as of now. They are now at press junkets, and there's been early reports coming out. And as no surprise, all the reports are saying this is the greatest movie ever, unbelievable performances, all that stuff. So what are our thoughts on The Odyssey?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I got the tickets as soon as they were available, and I secured them for the Saturday after it debuts. So, yeah.
Wait, Saturday after debut? What do you mean by that?
Like
you're not
it
seeing
comes out Thursday.
Oh, okay. So opening weekend.
2 days later.
Opening weekend.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Josh, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of getting like just the vibes that I'm not going to like it as much as I originally hoped for. The more trailers and more content I see about it, who knows?
Wow. Oh, yeah, I've been open about this. I am skeptical. Will I see it? Yes. Do I think Christopher Nolan made some mistakes? Absolutely. I don't think Matt Damon was good for Odysseus. I don't love Tom Holland. Not the biggest fan of Anne Hathaway in these roles, I mean. Something about them in the trailers just doesn't get me as excited as I think this movie could. I still think it's going to be an absolute groundbreaking experience in cinema. Obviously, the first movie ever shot on IMAX. I think there's going to be a lot of those things. Yeah, he has just love how much he loves practical effects and everything he's going to do with this movie with the mythology things going on. But I'm with Josh. It sounds like we're one of the few in the minority that are kind of like, I mean, yes, I'm going to see it, but I'm not unbelievably hyped like everyone else.
Question, is it just those three actors, or is it anything else?
It's an issue. I don't think these actors are going to have chemistry together. That's my thing. I think it's two big dogs. They're all way too used to being the main guy that I don't know if they're going to do well being in supporting roles with each other. So that's kind of my issue, and I felt like I got those vibes with the recent trailers. Because you know me, I avoid trailers as long as I can. So this is more recent reactions of the newer ones, and now that since the movie's getting closer to coming out, you're seeing it more and more. It just kind of looks a little off, and yeah, I don't know what it is. That now I will say I do think that they haven't shown a lot too, also with the trailers. So that's why I'm keeping my mind as open as I can. But yeah, I'm just worried, man. It's way too big of a cast. And when that happens, egos get involved, and maybe they go off script instead of actually fulfilling that supporting role.
Okay, because I just wanted to throw in here, because I've seen a lot about this, and it just boggles my mind. Not anything about Matt Damon or Anne Hathaway or Tom Holland. It's about Lupita Nyong'o, her being cast as Helena of Troy. You know, people just being dumb. Yeah, leave my Kenyan Mexican queen alone. Like, she's a great actress. I'm sure she'll do well in the role. So far, of all the movies that I've seen her in, she's never given a bad performance. So, if anyone is going to give a bad performance, or maybe the chemistry's going to be off, I would agree with you guys. It could be those three, as that like family that we have to follow throughout the entire film. So yeah, that's just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it is those three. Those are the main three that I don't know. There's just something about seeing them. It's just jarring to me. That just takes me out of it. That I don't know what it is, but I'm like, I don't love these castings. I mean, obviously, Christopher Nolan is known. He pretty much only has stacked casts, and he's been able to do amazing things with it. But there's just something about specifically those three actors that just in this role, I just don't. Seeing the trailers doesn't get me excited. Like I said, I fully expect to enjoy this movie, and I think I'm still going to rate it highly. I'm just speaking on terms of hype. It is not anything spectacular. But then we do go to a movie that I'm extremely hyped for, that is Spider-Man Brand New Day, to close out July. Tom Holland and Zendaya continue just a massive July, as they are in both of those movies. But Spider-Man Brand New Day, I don't think there's too much that we have to say about this movie, besides we are all excited for this one.
Yeah, and when buying tickets, it was very well known. I got lucky, got it on Saturday, that opening weekend. Good seats. Yeah, that theater filled up quick.
Yes, it did. They put those tickets on sale like 6 weeks early, I think it was. And
it was 6 weeks.
We had to get our tickets the day after, and we already had slim pickings for Friday night. So, yeah, this movie is... Some people said this movie isn't going to hit $1 billion, believe it or not.
Yeah.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Funny thought. Funny guys.
Moving on, now we get to August. Anne Hathaway
Real quick,
continues.
hold up. Oh.
Are you about
Thank
to
you. Conveniently have left a certain movie and a franchise out July that you really hate seeing this trailer when it shows. Evil Dead Burn also comes out this weekend for July, and just like to add that I will be seeing that to complete the trilogy, because that looks
trilogy?
Yeah, they've done a whole new trilogy, because the last one was Evil Dead Rise was good and did decent, especially streaming wise. It did good, I know that, but Evil Dead Burn looks like it's going to be hella good, so I'm very excited for that. I think they picked an awful weekend to do it. Probably going to suck box office wise, but had to add that in there.
Okay.
Of course, I knew you would want to talk about it. I was waiting for that. August, The End of Oak Street. This is Anne Hathaway, Ian McGregor.
That was this
sent
movie,
back
man.
into time where there's dinosaurs. I will say, shout out them for doing a dinosaur movie, because for some reason Jurassic Park owns dinosaurs in everyone's eyes, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why this is like the only dinosaur movie I can think of that's not Jurassic Park. So I'll give them credit for that. Along with that, I'll say, where the fuck are all the pirate movies? Why are we afraid? Pirates of the Caribbean has been done for a while. They don't own pirates. Somebody put out decent pirate movies. What are we doing? But anyways, End of Oak Street. Any thoughts?
I thought it was a joke when it was playing at first, and I was like, oh no, they're taking it serious. I don't know. Maybe if I'm really bored, I will see it. Maybe reviews are going crazy. It'll get me to go see it, but really, I don't have that much of an interest for it. But if I'm bored, I bet you I would watch it. I'll say this. If I watch it, I bet you I'd come back and say this movie's good.
Really?
I just know myself. Because I'll go in with such little expectations, and it'll be so stupid fun that I'll like it.
Interesting.
So.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't know how to feel about it. It's just it's very conflicting trailers. I don't understand them. It's like some weird ass shit going on. So
Plus, maybe I need to complete all the movies that like Anne Hathaway's in for 2026. So.
Really? Did you watch God Wars Product 2?
No, but by the time we do our yearly review,
Right.
you got to complete her historic run that she's on.
True.
wasn't she in another one too?
I don't know if it came out.
Or as a
Yeah,
singer? or
A24.
Yeah.
That randomly dropped. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember if that came out yet or not.
that dropped already?
Could not tell you, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I agree with Josh. It's August. There's not a lot of movies. There's a chance I get bored one of those weekends. I end up seeing it, cause, unless I want to go see Spider-Man to the Odyssey for like the third time at that point, I'm guessing. Moving on, we have Insidious Out of the Further. Josh, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this one was another one that, to me, I felt like was out of nowhere. I had no idea they were going to do another one. I know when I saw it in a trailer, I was like, oh shit, I recognize that fucking door. And I recognize those actors. Yeah, it'll get me. I'll be out there. I'll watch it. Trial
August is your month.
Yeah, definitely think it's interesting that we're talking about July Evil Dead Burns, August Insidious. October too busy for you guys, or what do we...
That's what I'm saying, dude. Especially Evil Dead. It looks fucking good and like genuinely scary. It has a nice balance. Why is that not in October?
Yeah, let's
Why
put
are
that
you
out the
picking
week
the
before
weekend?
Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
It's
week for Odyssey,
because
Moana, and Minions.
Clayface is there.
True.
I don't give a fuck. Still, you can have two goats drop it in October. Like,
I know.
come on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You want to face Minions, Moana. This was before everyone realized Moana was going to suck, by the way. You picked that release date. And then Odyssey, Like that's not.
I mean,
Yeah,
to be
it's
fair,
in the middle
I
of a
don't-
funky sandwich.
I don't know a whole lot about Evil Dead Burns. I don't think they're really thinking of Minions in Moana overlapping the same audience that's going to go see Evil Dead
Oh,
Burns.
true.
So I do feel like them being like, we can release the same time as them. Do I think a week before the Odyssey is bold? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you have Spider-Man coming soon.
But people
I
are
think
just
there's
dumb
more
about
overlap, but,
spending
like,
money, though. You know.
yeah, I got no issue being like, Minions comes out, we're coming out. I don't think you're going to get the same audience. Like, well, I was going to see one of them. I only have the money to see one. Obviously, I'm seeing Minions. I don't think that's too common. And then to round out August, we have the Dog Stars. Ridley Scott back in the chair. This is Jacob Elordi, Josh Brolin, Margaret Qualley. Thoughts?
Guy Pearce, apparently.
Guy Pearce, the GOAT.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. That's going to be a game time decision.
I'm there day one. I saw the trailer like 2 months
I'm
ago.
watching it because I know you're hyped about it.
I'm unbelievably hyped for this movie. I saw the trailer. I was like, that movie looks fucking amazing. I hate Ridley Scott. He's done nothing but dog shit.
We've done
recently.
this twice. We've done this twice now with Gladiator and now and you guys with Napoleon. You guys go in somewhere.
Don't bring up Napoleon. Don't you bring up Napoleon.
Don't you bring that name up?
He does this
you say
every
that name?
time.
We thought it was gonna hit. It looked good.
It's like the SpongeBob meme.
Okay. Third
How many
time's
times
charm,
we gotta
brother.
teach you this lesson,
The
old man?
fuck?
Ridley Scott.
Third
You're not him
time's
anymore.
charm.
Okay, but we had this discussion. Josh Brolin. It's at worst a 5. At worst a 5.
Like when's the argument, Alex? Right there.
For me
Don't even
personally,
think about
Margaret
that
Qualley,
point.
it's at least a 5.5.
True. And the fucking Jacob Elordi, he's on a run.
He's on a run.
On a
I
run.
hated Frankenstein. Actually, I take that back. He's not on a run for me. I hated that movie. Fuck that movie. Moving on to September. How to Rob a Bank. This is the Nicholas Hoult movie about a YouTube channel that robs a bank, and then Zoe Kravitz works for the cops to try to track them down, essentially.
If I'm not mistaken, it's directed by the guy that does Bullet Train. Is that not?
David Leitch.
Is that not accurate information? You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna try to go out and watch this. Support that guy because he.
Oh, I'm
made
seeing
Bullet
it.
Train.
Nicholas Hoult, Zoe Kravitz. I'm in.
It looks fun
Bank
enough.
heist. Yeah.
Like you said, though, I am interested because obviously David Leitch is known for his action scenes, Deadpool 2, Bullet Train. This movie doesn't look like it's like a action type of heist movie. It seems like it's more of like, oh, they have fun, they record themselves, they get out. So I am a little interested to see kind of his direction of this. I wonder if it's going to be more like car chase-esque focus rather than like shootouts, hand-to-hand fighting. But I guess we'll see. September. Elite. Doesn't have the official release yet, but inside sources says 9/11. We are getting prime time. The GOAT, Robert Pattinson, my Batman, playing Chris Hansen in the movie that came out of nowhere with a trailer drop that everyone was like, holy shit, this guy's voice, nobody knows who he is. This man's a chameleon. He's elite. He's having a year. Day one, I'll see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've already seen a movie, Robert Pattinson, that deals with 9/11. I think he's going to go 2 for 2.
What other movie deals with 9/11 that he's in?
This
If you
movie
know,
doesn't
you know.
deal with
It does if it releases on it.
But you are right about that.
Well, I do remember like us talking about it, and just like we sent. I forget who sent the trailer, but we're like, what the fuck is this? And yeah, it turns out that it's him. I was like, okay, well, yeah, that tracks. He's fucking like you said, a chameleon. Yeah, I'll try to watch this. It's September 11th. I don't think there's anything else in September coming out, so
I'll be
Any
honest,
chance that I
gentlemen,
do
there
see
is
this?
no reports that it is 9/11. People just said they're expecting this to come out in September, and I have decided it's 9/11.
Oh, okay. So September in general. Okay, cool.
Yep,
Cool.
all the.
Is there anything else?
How to Rob a Bank?
I thought that was August.
Oh, no, that's September. It's not 9/11 though. It's the first week. It's September 4th. Moving on, we have
Oh,
Resident
okay.
Evil, another classic. non-October release.
I'm not too familiar with Resident Evil. I'm not sure how familiar you are with it, Blake or Josh.
Besides watching YouTubers that have since been canceled from back in the day, playing Let's Play of the games, that's about it. I haven't seen any of the movies. Actually, no, that's a lie. I have seen one. Can't tell you which one it is. It's the most recent one where they tried. But yeah, I'll probably see it, knowing myself. And I'll probably like it.
Then we get to October, where we have The Social Reckoning. This is the somewhat sequel, I guess you could say. Not quite, but in a world related to The Social Reckoning. This one is The Social Reckoning. I'm talking about Social Network. This was I believe it was the last time. Was this the last time he put a movie out in theaters? Social Network? No. Sorkin's doing this one, but it was David Fincher who did Social Network. And I think that was his last theatrical release. Since then, he's been a fucking Netflix loser for some reason. But yeah, this movie did not get the cast back that they fully wanted to. They fully wanted to bring back Jesse Eisenberg as the role of Mark Zuckerberg, but he was not willing to return. No. So they got Jeremy Strong. This movie also has Jeremy Allen White in it. Bill Burr is in it, and Oscar winner. I believe this might be her first movie post Anora. Mikey Madsen is also in this one. So a relatively stacked lineup for this. Has anyone even seen The Social Network, to be honest, in this?
Yeah, I was going to say, I have not seen that movie, so I'm not sure if that's a hot take. I've never seen it.
I think it is. I think it's
a sin.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of an issue that none of us have seen that movie, the way people talk about it. But to be fair, people talk about David Fincher like he's elite because he had a good run back in the 90s, but of his movies I've seen since the 90s, I have not been a fan of his work, really, honestly. So,
I mean, if any of the three of us would have seen it, I would have thought it would be you, Blake, because Andrew Garfield is in that movie.
True. I agree. Justin Timberlake, too. Yeah, I have no interest in seeing this movie. Never saw Network. Don't plan on seeing this one. Then we go to Street Fighter.
Same.
Alex, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot because Mortal Kombat gave me hope that, hey, you could do this. It's possible. Just don't suck. And stick to your game lore and you should be good. And from the looks of it, it looks like they kind of do that. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. Hopefully it doesn't let me down like all the other video game adaptations have done to me. So.
Yeah, I did have that same sentiment, and then the trailer continued, and I saw two actors, I think, that I absolutely hate. I can't think of anything who it is. If it's two, maybe it's just one. And then I was like, fuck that movie, I'm not going to support it now. So, clearly I care a lot about it, considering I don't even remember who this was. I could be wrong, but for some reason, in my mind, there's at least one person I hate that I'm like, I'm not seeing your bullshit. Moving on to the movie of the year, possibly in my eyes, Whale Fall. Do we know what Whale Fall is?
No.
No? You guys haven't seen the trailer for Whale Fall yet?
I've never heard
no one look it up. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to pause it. Okay. I'll edit it out. Just pull up the trailer and watch it. Don't read anything about it. Just pull up the trailer for Whale Fall and turn it on. And we're just going to sit here for the next 2 minutes. And I'm going to let you two watch and experience this movie.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
And we're back. Both of you are now post Whale Fall trailer. Can I get some comments?
I don't even know what to say. What the fuck did I watch?
Josh Brolin's tested me.
Yes, just so anyone who doesn't know, this is an adaptation of a book. The entire movie, from that point on, should be taking place of this man inside of the whale's stomach. That's it. Yep, you heard me. The man is just inside of the whale's stomach.
Okay.
Yeah, some wonder why the trailer gave away what is probably the only interesting scene. I guess that's because now nobody needs to see the movie because who fucking cares? But yeah, the trailer is basically the entire scene of him being attacked by a squid that is then attacked by a whale, and they are both eaten by this whale. And the trailer is just like 2 minutes essentially of that entire scene. And then the rest of the movie should be taking place of this man inside of a stomach of a whale. So, day one, see you guys there. Moving on now, we have a movie that I am unbelievably excited to get to. Not only Whale Fall did I get to tell you about, now I get to tell you about a new movie that I guarantee neither of you know anything fucking about. And it's called Don't Move. Do we know this one? No? Shocker. So Don't Move is the directorial debut of one James Murray from Practical Jokers. It is a adaptation of a book he wrote a couple years ago that is getting turned into a movie. And boy, is it interesting. As it is, from my knowledge, my understanding of it, there's something about a spider. They're at a camp, and there's a spider that is hunting the campers and the kids down. That's about all I can tell you.
Is there a trailer for it?
There's no trailer, but there is a
girl from Pair of
Kings.
Kings.
An
stacked
absolute
cast.
Stacked cast. As we all know, Russ, the artist Russ, he stars in this movie. Along with T-Pain shows up at some point. Rob Riggle shows up at some point. James Murray shows up at some point. Brian Quinn, Q from A Practical Joker, shows up at one point. Tom Cavanaugh, who was the Reverse Flash in the Flash TV show, is in this. As well as Hunter King. When you think of King, Josh, you think of your favorite actress, Joey King. You are correct, and this is her sister, Hunter King, is one of the stars of this movie.
What?
That's awesome.
Don't Move. Be on the lookout for this in October, everybody. And then we go to the final movie of October, Clayface. This was a change. It originally was supposed to come out 9/11, but they changed it to be the weekend before Halloween. Who would have thought a horror-esque movie is coming out the week before Halloween? DC Studios might be back in the hot seat as they have a sliver of a brain that nobody else has for some reason. A horror movie in October. I guess Don't Move.
Yeah.
James Murr. Murr has a brain. He knows when to put out his movie. But yeah, Clayface, what are our thoughts on this?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. The one teaser that we got, it looks good. The effects of like the skin and everything, it looks great. And like you said, it's releasing a week before Halloween. It's gonna have that weekend, and obviously people are gonna want to go the following weekend as well. I think Halloween is on a Saturday this year.
Yep, Saturday.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah. So I feel like it's set up for success. I'll say that.
This one also does have a bit of a lower budget in terms of for big studio movies, so it does have a better chance of having a little bit of financial success. But Josh, what are your thoughts?
A profit,
on Clayface?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be hard for them to make us be disappointed. The trailer's been good for it. Looks different, and definitely going to be a need after Supergirl's reaction by fans.
Agreed. The trailer got me. I watched this trailer an unhealthy amount of times. I just kept watching it. I was like, man, something about this movie looks fire to me, and I hate scary movies. So then we go to November, where we have The Cat in the Hat finally getting its release. This movie was supposed to come out February of this year, to the point where they were showing previews and commercials in theaters. And then they decided, wait a minute, why don't we make this a holiday release? And they pushed it all the way to November. This is the animated movie with, I believe, Bill Hader is voicing the Cat in the Hat. That's all I can really say on it. Day one?
Yeah, I saw the trailers. It just does not look like it's for me, man.
Odd.
No, it's
It
not.
looks stupid.
Give us the Cat in the Hat 2 live action with Michael Myers. Bring us that Cat in the Hat. That's what I want in this world. Then we go to Wild Horse 9. This was an edition one. This is a Martin McDonagh movie, which if you recognize that name, it's because he's a Oscar darling. He was the director of 3 Billboards Outside of
Ebbing, Missouri.
Yep, Missouri. Yep, there it is. Which had a lot of Oscar nominations and talk around it, as well as he did the Banshees of Inisherin. I don't fully remember how that one is pronounced. Another Oscar one, so he is a heavy Oscar darling.
Movie?
What?
Was that not like an Irish movie? Like
Yeah.
it's set in Ireland?
Yeah.
Kind of nuts that the Missouri movie that he did and the Ireland movie you forget about, but it's very
I don't
close to
forget
you.
about.
So
I just don't want to
kinda-
disrespect the culture and say it wrong. What the fuck?
All right.
Yeah, I just mentioned this because this will definitely be a heavy Oscar bait movie, and there will be a lot of talks about it. Sam Rockwell stars in this one, as well as John Malkovich is in this. So I imagine there will be some Oscar noms coming out of this one. I might see this one, actually. It would be the first one of his movies that I would see. Haven't seen any of the other ones yet, but maybe give him a try. And then The GOAT is back, Godzilla Minus Zero, the sequel to Godzilla Minus One, the unbelievable smash, the Oscar-winning, as it should have, Godzilla Minus One movie. Godzilla Minus Zero is coming out. We have pretty much nothing about this movie and don't care. I'll be there day one. I don't need to see a goddamn thing about it. I'll be there. That's
Agreed.
it.
Same.
They cooked.
Yep.
Then we go to an interesting one, Ebenezer, a Christmas Carol movie. And this is Johnny Depp's return to the big screen as he is starring as Ebenezer Scrooge himself.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't need another Christmas Carol. I think they've done like 5 in my lifetime, in our lifetime. I don't need
I
another.
feel like they've got
I'm
to
good.
do like 10 in our lifetimes at this rate.
Yeah, I mean 5 that I
They
know
fucking
of.
love to make these movies.
I don't understand it. Like, just watch the other one. It's not any different. I don't get it. I don't get the appeal. I'm sorry. Okay, there's like just certain movies that just piss me off. Like, why do we continue to just remake the same movie 10 fucking times? It's the same shit with a different actor, different director. It's not going to be anything different. I don't understand it. Like, if you want to do a sequel like that takes place later on, cool. Okay, maybe there's some sort of originality there. But we're just doing the same fucking thing over and over again. It just I don't care. I don't care about it. I don't care. Sorry, I started just to think about other movies that do that too, and it just starts to piss me off. No.
It's crazy for you to say that. Unbelievably hyped for this one, of course. And then we go to The Adventures of Cliff Booth. This is the related sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Quentin Tarantino movie. This will be starring the returned Brad Pitt as Cliff Booth, except Tarantino is not back in director's seat for this one, as it is everyone's favorite David Fincher is back on his Netflix bullshit, making a Netflix movie. I'm sure it'll get a limited 2-week theatrical release in theaters. Wow, congrats. But Josh, you definitely enjoyed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You talk about it as a cinematic experience. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know why. Why are we making a sequel to a movie that came out 6 years ago with an old ass Brad Pitt?
Has it been 6 years already?
Yeah, it was 2019.
Oh, actually, more
wait,
than
no.
6 years. But yeah,
More than 6. Yeah, that was 2019, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, it was just right before COVID, so that's why I always
Yeah.
associate it with the 2020.
Yes, seven-ish years.
Yeah, I don't know who asked for this.
The fucking dumbass Tarantino fanboys, probably. You guys go fucking watch that movie. Then we get to December. This is the real month that we all care about. Starting out December, we have the double feature day that everyone is looking forward to. Same day, we have Avengers Doomsday and Dune Messiah, or Dune Part 3, I guess is actually the official title of it. But same day. Thoughts?
Yeah. Incredibly
Beautiful.
excited. Yeah. As of today, a new trailer for Part 3 dropped. Doomsday, nowhere to be found, but hey, listen. At least one is giving us something to chew on, because, yeah, it looks amazing. I think we're still planning to watch this all together. I'm incredibly excited for this.
Absolutely. Cannot
Agree.
wait. Doomsday is going to be a historic day in theaters. And then we
Hope so.
move to Jumanji 3 coming out right around Christmas time. Jumanji Open World. We have yet to get a trailer, so of the December releases, Doomsday and Jumanji 3 do not have trailers. Other movies do, so... Comic-Con, maybe. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll finally get that Doomsday one. But Jumanji 3, what are our thoughts?
Hesitant.
Yeah.
That's all I could say.
But then again, like, I felt the same way about, what's it called, the Next Level, and I still ended up watching it. I think you were there with me to watch it, so...
Yeah, we did see that one together.
I thought it was fun. It's like... I don't know what it is about these movies and The Rock, where it's just like... As it's, like, announced and it hasn't been out yet, it's kind of like... Do I really want to see this? But then once it's out and I'm actually watching it, I'm like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It was actually kind of fun. So I feel it's probably going to be the same kind of thing again.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Honestly, it's a Christmas Day release. I'm probably going to end up seeing this in theater at some point. It's December. What else do I got going on in my life? And then to finish out the year, we go with Robert Eggers is continuing his new tradition. He is the Christmas horror guy, I guess. Yeah, the Christmas gothic horror guy, if you will. And he has his werewolf movie that recently had a trailer. Well, I guess maybe not too recently. I don't remember. It did have a trailer come out for it.
A week ago, I think.
Is that when it was? Yeah, but we do have a trailer for it.
Yeah.
Do we have any thoughts here on Werewolf?
I mean, I don't know what it is about him. Like his trailers cook. I'm not gonna lie. They look good. I just like I don't know. They haven't, at least of the ones that I've seen. I've only seen one. It hasn't translated in the movie itself. You know, like it looks very, very beautiful to watch. The cinematography is gorgeous, but like, is the story worth the damn? Is what I'm curious about.
Exactly. It's literally my exact thoughts about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think his stories are worth it in a way, but like at the same time, just some of the stuff that he does, I'm just like, is that just necessary? Like I've seen a good amount. I was honestly thinking about this. I might have. No, I have not yet. I was about to say, I was like, I've almost seen his entire filmography for some reason. Because I don't think I've enjoyed a single one, because it's just at random times you're just watching, and then all of a sudden it's like, here's some character laying on the ground with their cock and balls in camera or something. And it's like, I didn't need to see that. Or like The Witch, it's like, I don't need to see these little kids naked. What are we doing? So I think his stories are good, and then all of a sudden he's just like, here's just an insane scene of something that just didn't need to happen. And it's like, that didn't add. If anything, that completely subtracted. And I'm like, what the fuck was the point of this? And so...
Yeah, because he's done The Witch, The Northman...
The Lighthouse.
Nosferatu, The Lighthouse.
And now this, yeah.
And
this is
now
his fifth movie. Yeah. I'm pretty confident. So, yeah, I mean... This one just looked even more unsettling, and I've heard him say this is like his darkest movie yet, so... I don't have any plans to see it. That being said, talked to me in January when I went and saw this for some reason in theaters for some idiot, like a dumbass, and I come out of it and I'm like, why the fuck did I see that? I hated every second of it. It is what it is. I don't like it.
That's how it goes, yeah.
I'm not happy about it. It's the reality of the situation. So yeah, that's pretty much the look back and look ahead. I think at this point, there's just a couple little small things we could talk about. Obviously, box office-wise, we can mention that this year has been amazing for movie theaters. It is possibly tracking to be the highest grossing theater year since the COVID years. I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed that it will do that, which is good to see. But even looks like it's going to be on par to some of those legendary years we had in like 2019,
like
pre-pandemic, when we were just having absurd movie theaters were back. So that's obviously, as a channel, me and Josh love to see that. Alex doesn't care for movie theaters. He wants them to die. He doesn't support them. He doesn't see movies in them. But for people like Josh and I who love movie theaters, it's great to see this year the success of other movies.
Sorry,
like
I don't have a Regal thing and just have like the biggest screen in the state of Illinois, just 10 minutes away from me. Sorry, I gotta...
That's weird. I didn't know my sentence was going to end right in the middle of it.
Don't dox me. Vote.
Anyways, so that's always great to see. In terms of billion-dollar movies, we all said Mario would hit $1 billion. It did. We have other movies that are still on the horizon that might hit it. But I think, just real quick before we get out of here, what is everyone's top 3 most excited rest of the year movies we've got on the docket coming up? What are the top three?
Dune, that's for sure one. Spider-Man as of right now, and do I want to be a basic bitch and say Doomsday, even though I've not seen a single thing from it? Yeah, fuck it. I'll just say Doomsday.
Crazy. Josh?
Yeah, I'm saying Dune. Obviously, complete the trilogy. Not gonna say Doomsday. Listen, I do think this is technically out right now, but during this recording, I haven't seen it. So, I mean, Evil Dead, I'm pretty excited for that. A third one, dude, it's in between two. But I think what I'm more confident that I'm going to actually guarantee enjoy is Godzilla.
Hell yeah.
But the other one was Clayface.
Hell
But
yeah.
I think
Godzilla's
Godzilla's going to edge
my
that one out.
language. Mine's almost the exact same as Josh. Obviously, we're all Dune. Everyone here is Dune. Dune's number one. Give me Dune 3 right now as number one. My number two is easily Godzilla -0. Loved -1. Incredibly hyped for that one. And yeah, like you said, I was thinking about doing Clayface as my 3 spot, but I can't punish it because it's almost here. So I almost don't want to say because it's almost here, but like Spider-Man Brand New Day, I'm incredibly excited for that. I was like, because it's so close, I was like, but I gotta be honest, yeah, Brand New Day is above Clayface for me. If you told me tomorrow or right now I could go to a theater and watch either of those, I'm picking Spider-Man over Clayface.
Spider-Man. Yeah,
So-
that's basically what I thought too.
Yeah, the back end here looks like it could be pretty interesting, and obviously we hope the box office numbers continue to climb for all these as movies continue to succeed. But as always, let us know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. Have you been impressed with 2026, and what are you looking forward to for the second half of 2026? As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.